Now, let me bring to you the highlights of the BERDE rating system. Much as I want to discuss the details of each of the parameters, I think it won't fit the 15-minute leeway that I have. Number 1, compliance with the building code, relevant trade codes, local laws, and regulations. As I mentioned earlier, the first step to greening is compliance. Okay? And we foresee that if we get to prove that there is a violation of any law, of any code, we might as well not certify a building, a BERDE certified building. Okay. I remember one time, I think I've relayed this story last Tuesday. Some of the testing that was occurring around during before a direction of the building, sometimes they use child labor. Okay, and I think that is not right if we violate that law, and I think that would also affect the certification of BERDE. And we also see around a lot of violation of the OSHA laws, wherein the safety is not considered. And this is one way that a BERDE rating system could cater to the social aspects of the social bottom line, social part of sustainability, compliance to our laws. Number 2, the BERDE rating system will need to ask from the building owner to define your project requirements thoroughly. From there, we will be able to be the whole team will be guided throughout the process of the construction of the building, from the design, construction up to operations. And this may involve stakeholder consultation, a design charrette and risk assessment, and at the end of the day, there will be a properly documented owner's requirements, base of design, and foreseen building operations. Preliminary site assessment. Provide technical information of the development site prior to design of the process. Okay. The thing about site assessment is that we have to know the technical information about the site before we put up the building. We need to that should be quantified. Okay, so everything will have a basis. Everything constructing a building is most of them are based in science, and we need that to be quantified. And that would involve something like zoning and land use information, geotechnical and geological information, site topography, available water pressure, and present water quality. And I believe most engineers will agree with me that we need this information before we come up with our designs. And there's also required information for solar orientation and wind analysis. Why? Because sometimes we need to orient our building the right way so that we could save energy. We need to do wind analysis because we might be able to use natural ventilation. And of course, there's also a study for available power, traffic information, which is quite important, population density, and some social information. Of course, we also have to look into the development management systems. We have to establish this before the start of the project. The building design management system, construction management system, and commissioning. For design management, it may cover the methodology that we're going to imply, the softwares we're going to use, lines of communication, hard and soft filing systems, and QA systems. For the construction management, likewise, we need to look into lines of communication, levels of authority, approval systems, documentation, hard and soft filing systems. The reason for this is we need to plan well our building before we start. I think this is a basic in the construction industry, but this is something that we need to reiterate in the BERDE rating system. Of course, there's also anticipation, which involves construction operational simulation. We foresee that the BERDE rating system needs to fix first as much as possible in paper before we construct something. We foresee that during construction, everybody just go through their work all the way. Why? Because we want to limit rework. We need to limit redos in design so that we could save some more in a carbon footprint, and save some more time, and of course save in cost. Of course, for the CEOs here, this may require a little bit longer time for planning. Okay. Construction simulation is a stage-by-stage visualization assessment, and in this way we will be able to see how the project will appear at a certain stage of the project, and this visualization would help us to even see our cost forecasting. And when it comes to operational simulation, we could use energy modeling for a 1-year period, and of course a computational fluid dynamics for how the, for example, an HVAC will work. And of course, the BERDE rating system shall align with international treaties. As we all know, climate change is a global problem, so we need to align with international treaties so that we could contribute to the solution of that problem. So here's a bit of the list of the international treaties that we see that the BERDE rating system shall work with. And of course, the BERDE rating system suggests that there should be proper metering and measurements in the building, particularly in significant loads and high occupancy areas in terms of electric, water, and of course, there should be testing wells and wastewater quantity and quality in high wastewater quantity and quality areas. And of course, the BERDE rating system shall address pertinent local issues in flood, risk, agriculture, and so on and so forth, so that we address the social issues of sustainability. For materials, we need documented key materials for the building, and of course we have to consider also the robustness to reduce frequency of replacement, and of course end-of-life considerations. And of course there's a high consideration with emissions. So Mr. Ongking, there's a parameter for you. So there's a need for carbon inventory and emission control measures. And of course, as we all know, that any rating system is a continuously changing process, so we need to document each of the way from the conception up to the end of life of the building. And from there we get some more information, so we may know if we need to upgrade our rating system to another version to comply with the changes of the times. Okay, so that ends my presentation. It's more of an update of where the BERDE rating system is. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask it later. And of course, the documents that I presented to you regarding the comparison charts, the framework itself, are all in your kits. Thank you very much.